I finally bit the bullet on this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Collection Super 7. This is something I've wanted for a long time. I think this may be, no pun intended, the ultimate Ninja Turtles for me. Like, I don't know if it could be any better. When I was growing up, we got the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got the original show, but we also got the original toy. And the original toy was based on the comic book. But changes were made to the toy so that it would sell. What do I mean? Selling 4 turtles, they knew was going to be a problem. You can actually hear these entire conversations. There's actual footage of these conversations taking place between Eastman and Lair and the guy at Playmates. Excuse me. They knew that simply selling 4 turtles was not going to be possible or easy. They knew they had to make changes. They came up with the different colored bandanas. This would separate the turtles and give each one a different kind of personality, which would allow for the toys to sell. You got one, you got the red one, but you need the blue one, you need the purple one, you need the orange one. Now they can sell 4 turtles, basically all the same figure, put them all out. They knew things like this. Things had to change to sell it as a toy line, just like things had to change to sell it as a cartoon. But the toys hit this absolute perfect medium. They were just enough like the comic books, but had subtle ideals that played into the cartoons. In the original comic books, they all wore red. I like the red, but I do like that each of them has their own distinct personality and style. The blue, the purple, the orange. I think that's important. And I think it's a standard that has stuck with Ninja Turtles for so long because it made so much sense. I've seen many other toys over the years. Some deviate way too far. Some don't go far enough. Some are almost exactly what I want, but don't quite hit the mark. And then some are just not what I'm wanting. Like, it's so perfect, but it just barely misses that mark of what I want. What I want are the same toys that I grew up with, modernized. That's it. And I want that because, not just nostalgia, I honestly believe that the designs that came out for the first Turtles have never been topped, ever. I don't think they have. I think there are Turtles that look cooler. I think there are some that look sillier. I think there are some that look very artistic and such. I think there are some that deviate very far but still feel like the Turtles and make me go, hey, that works. I think there are some that very much follow the 2002? Was that it? Or was it just the 2000 Turtles? I think there are some that follow that ideal, and it's close, but it's not what I want. I think there are some that follow very closely to the IDW. It's good, but it's not what I want. Now, I'm not saying I haven't bought these Turtles. Right up there is a Turtle shelf where we have talked about multiple Turtles. And a good deal of them I have bought and I have liked for different reasons. But the ultimate thing that I have been seeking for years is just a modernization of what I grew up with. And we already reviewed Leonardo. And I think he might be one of the best, if not the best, Ninja Turtle figure I have ever seen for me. This doesn't mean that they're the best Turtles ever. It means that this was definitely, this spoke to me. This is exactly what I have been asking for years. And taking that the littlest bit further, I bought Leonardo and I bought Shredder, and I knew I wanted these. But their prices were fluctuating constantly. Sometimes they would be too much. Sometimes I wouldn't have the money to pay the $65 per turtle. Sometimes I wouldn't have enough money to buy the turtle that all of a sudden skyrocketed into like $80-something. But then I got the looking. And I got one for regular price, one for about $34, and one for about $46. And you know what? I bit the bullet. I spent the money, and I said, I'm going to wait forever, and these things are going to be unobtainable, or they're not going to drop in price. They're going to go up in price to a point where they become unobtainable for me. Right now is probably the best I'm going to do it. Well, here they are. And I have been waiting to see these guys for a long time. Let's open them. Okay, so small recap before we go any further. This was Leonardo, and I absolutely loved him. I thought it just blows me away how well these are done. I really, really like these. I like the silver swords. I like the original head. I think that's really cool that he has the original head. But I also really like that they gave us this modernized concept of the heads. I think these are actually really good too, and I think either way you decide to go, you would be doing just fine. And here's one of the things that actually impresses me about these turtles. Whether you went these heads or these heads, they look good. The reason that surprises me is because these guys, you would think, once modernized, the rounder, simpler head wouldn't go that well. Like it would look off, right? But it doesn't. One could argue that these heads look better. One could argue that these heads look better. But aesthetically, I think you could do either, and you would be just fine. That is a very solid Leonardo. For Raphael, so far, I opened him up, and once again, I'm not experiencing any problems. This is the old head, the one that I remember. This is the new head that they've given him. Very solid. This is something I found interesting. Of course, every turtle came with a slice of pizza. And they got the turtle comms and everything else, which is just fine. He came with two better painted size, like very shiny, and then two other size. I'm not sure why, but I don't hate the fact that they did that. So depending on what you like, if you like the shinier, more chrome Psy, well, then that's available to you. Also, Raphael is still the only one with an actual thing back here to be able to hold this. This cutter, pizza, jabber looking thing. He was the only one originally that had a belt that could do this, and he still is today. And that's fine, because this is very much based on the original Turtles, and I'm more than happy to have it be like that. No problems with him. The articulation and everything is exactly what the other Leonardo was, so I'm not going into that too much. It is only single joint in its movement, but it has a lot of movement right here. It, of course, has the wrists and everything. And let's be honest, if we're going to get all super ridiculous about the movement, the original Turtles didn't move at all. So, big deal. Let's see Mikey. Here's Michelangelo. Here's Michelangelo's other head, which I actually like a lot. I just think it really screams Michelangelo. I would argue it screams more Michelangelo nowadays because we know the personalities so well than the original head did. And like I said, there is something to be said for the new heads. Every turtle came with a piece of pizza. We talked about that. Mikey actually comes with the pizza box. That's really cool. That's a cool little addition to the Ninja Turtles in general, just to have that. He does come with this stupid thing. Remember when they got rid of his actual weapons and they gave him this grappling hook for multiple seasons? Well, there it is. He got it. I will more than likely never use it. Now, they came with 2 different sets of nunchucks. One set of nunchucks are these. They're very stiff, very exactly what you expect them to be. That's what they are. I mean, they bend for what it's worth, but this is what they are. They're a very stiff kind of nunchuck. And actually, this might be good because it might very much help for photography purposes, because with chains, I can't actually make him look like he's in mid-swing of the nunchucks. These will actually give me the ability to do that. So that is actually pretty cool. Mikey, just like he used to, has all the stuff on his back right here to be able to hold the nunchucks. And for what it's worth, speaking of nunchucks, he also came with actual chain nunchucks. So we got the best of both worlds here. We got the chain nunchucks that we can actually have for him display, while at the exact same time, we got these, which I would actually argue are better for photography. He came with the pizza box, which is absolutely awesome. And every turtle is a different color green. So while they all came with multiple hands, you won't be able to say use a Raphael hand on him because the skin is a very different kind of green. Not a bad thing, just something that I noticed in general. So let's check out Donatello. So last we come to Donatello. He didn't come with anything that special. I mean, he gets another weapon rack, he gets a pizza, he gets his turtle comms. We expected that. His head seems the most serious. Like, just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's really focused, which could be actually kind of cool for, like, him sitting there, like, working science, you know, working with test tubes and things like that. Get a good photo of him kind of looking like he's really putting thought into what he's doing. That's actually cool. And, of course, his original head. He's got the head with the 2 teeth open. He's got the face with the beak that has the 2 teeth exposed. He has the full teeth exposed. He has one side. He has one side. We all know this. If I have any complaint, Donatello got his bow staffs. He can hold a bow staff like he was always able to. It's right there. It's nice. I love the amount of detail that are on these turtles. They're just so good. And then his bow staffs. I like that they're not perfectly straight. I'm going to be honest. I like that they're kind of like warped and old looking. But, as always, I wish they were a little bit bigger. Maybe it makes sense for Donatello because he's got to be able to carry it with him. And he's got to be able to go wherever he's going. And it's got to be like on his back. So it can't be so far that it like goes down and scrapes the floor, and it also can't be so high that he can't walk through doorways. So one could argue the bow staves make absolute perfect sense, but I do like staves to be at least as tall as the character, and that's not something we got here. But overall, these are the Ninja Turtles straight up of my dreams. For me, I don't think this could have been better. Like, I really don't. Guys, these are the Ninja Turtles I have wanted forever. Like, straight up forever. There's just enough movement in the leg. It's not perfect. I wish it was the double, but it's not. It's a single, but this is a turtle I grew up with that can actually throw a sidekick. This is a turtle I grew up with that could actually like crouch down, but at the same time stand all the way up. This is a turtle I grew up with that can move his arm, that can do full rotation. This is a turtle that I grew up with that has the ability to look up, look down, look all the way around. I grew up with this design of Ninja Turtle. And they couldn't move, and you couldn't do anything with them. I loved them for what they were. And I played with them all the time. They were my... I have an old video on here called like 10 Toys That Took Over My Life or something like that. I'll see if I can find it, put it in the annotations. Guys, that was my everything. And Ninja Turtles was one of the biggest toys of my entire life. And arguably could still be. I don't buy them like I used to. But I see them all the time. And they're one of the very few toys that I almost actively stay away from because Ninja Turtles can get me in trouble. I am thrilled to finally put the Super 7 Ultimates Ninja Turtles on the shelf. Am I going any further in this line? I don't know. I think on my next paycheck, I might buy April. My mind tells me I would love to have a foot soldier. There's a regular one and a one that has battle damage. Maybe I'll get both of those. I'm about to suggest a big money here. I could lose a lot of money. I wouldn't be stupid about the way that I do this, but this is where my mind goes. First impressions. I would love to have both the foot soldiers, the regular one and the one with battle damage. I would like to have Bebop, Rocksteady, April, Casey, Splinter, Slash, Metalhead. That might be it. 9. That's not good. 9. Maybe I can find some deals here and there, but the reason I stayed away from these guys for so long is the Super 7 is asking $60, $70 a figure. That is not an easy drop. So with the possibility that I would like 9 other figures, more than likely, I'll be picking one up every couple months, if that. And if I end up never getting those 9, I'm not going to worry about it. Because quite frankly, I've got what I want. Cowabunga. I'm going to get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.